Hi everyone, trying to give you a little variety in my posts because the gurus say you're supposed to have a moving background, so you don't get much of a better moving background than riding on your bike when a storm front is coming in, so you can see all of the beautiful clouds that are in advance of this monster storm that at the moment is moving across the U.S. And we do seem to have our share of monster storms, whether it was Hurricane Ian that came our way here in Southwest Florida, or now, that evaporating moisture from the polar ice caps has to go somewhere. So if it ain't summer, it's going to be winter, and it's going to be in the form of blizzards and rain up north. But we get the southern end of these cold fronts, and so we'll get a little bit of it, but nothing seriously to complain about. Right now it's a gorgeous, albeit windy day, so I'm going to kind of stay close to the phone here so the wind noise won't be too bad. But I did want to multitask a little bit as I share with you some of my thoughts about global warming and being vegan and being an athlete as well. So that is what my channel is all about. If you'd like to hear more of that, I would love for you to subscribe, free of charge, of course. And just saying hi to the neighbor who probably has no clue why I'm talking to myself riding along here. But so some of you may be following my platforms and know that I competed this weekend at the Florida State Senior Games for the umpteenth time, and also for the umpteenth time was one of, at least this time, one of two. Usually I'm the only one who competes in my age group in all 7 track events. That's the 50 meters, the 100, the 200, 400, 800, and 1500 meters, plus if there's any juice left over, the 4x1 relays. And I do this because so many people over the years have said you can't run on a vegan diet, or where do you get your protein and energy, yada yada, and all that stuff. So I have always been on a mission, when no matter what kind of running event I'm doing, to make sure I'm wearing something that says I'm vegan, whether it's my Eat Vegan on $4 a day shirt. Ooh, big burst of wind here, so I'm getting close to the microphone. Or I wear a headband that just has the word vegan in really big letters across my forehead. So everybody knows. And these days I usually get some fist bumps and some verbal support, but certainly there was a time not all that long ago where I got a fair amount of pushback in the local running community and even beyond. So at the age of 70, I'm just trying to show that I can still be at the top of my game, at least for the age group. I'm not breaking any Olympic records, and I'm not even breaking any records for my age group, but I am just showing that you can totally do this and enjoy a great quality of life as we head over the many hills and valleys of life. And speaking of valleys, I was looking at my YouTube channel, and I was seeing that it goes back all the way to 2011. And I remember that was the year Eat Vegan on $4 a day, my first book, came out. And my publisher, who's very cool, said, let's send you to YouTube school. So they paid a fair amount of money to send me from Florida to Los Angeles. And I spent 3 days with a guy named Larry Cook. And you can Google him. He had a super popular YouTube channel when YouTube started, in the time that was a little bit before my book came out. And so, I've been on YouTube since the early days. And, I really put a whole lot of time and effort. They said the key to everything, as it still is consistency. And so I would post 3 or 4 times a week. And the channel started to grow, and I was monetized. And then YouTube changed its parameters, and I really just wasn't seeing it pay off. And I didn't see the big picture, and I kind of regret that, because if I had stayed consistent, I probably would be making the kind of money that I see that other YouTubers are saying that they're making. And I just thought we all get the same 24 hours in a day, and people also really don't understand the kind of time, money, and effort it takes to be an athlete. And biking now, this is just my cross training because I can't run all the time. It's not good on your body. So it's important to do different things. I swam this morning, and you also have to take time to rest. So all these things, entering races, it's hugely expensive, about $40 or $50 a pop just to do a little 5K. And then you have to replace your shoes every 300 miles that you run, or 3 months, whichever comes first. That's kind of the gold standard. And I worked at a running store just to mainly support my running habit, but also because I wrote my 4th book, Vegan Fitness for Mortals, and I wanted to learn everything about running that I could, in addition to the now 42 years that I have been a vegan runner. So, it's been a little frustrating for me to look at some of these channels that have had this explosive growth in a pretty short period of time. So I'm looking at this again, and part of my frustration is, some of the people in my universe. Keep in mind, I am a licensed Florida real estate agent, a realtor, and I've had job offers from other companies outside the one that my broker owns to do videos, just do videos. Because of my television background, I'm pretty comfortable on camera. And I did 6 stories a day in Des Moines before I won my 2 Emmys. So I have no shortage of content ideas. Especially for real estate, because I even won the National Press Club Award for exposing real estate fraud in Missouri. So I have the kind of brain it takes to do videos for real estate. I didn't want to start a new channel because I put all this time and effort into my vegan channel, and that is my priority. So I still want to create content for that. But people around me said, oh, you got to have these super duper thumbs. So I went on Canva, I got the pro account. I will just go down that rabbit hole for hours trying to create a juicy, attractive thumbnail. I got TubeBuddy, all the things you're supposed to do. But it just takes time. It takes time to be an athlete. It takes time to feed the dog. It takes time to do all the stuff that we have to do in our daily lives. And so I finally just said, if I'm going to be consistent, I'm just going to use the thumbnails that YouTube will allow you to generate. And it may not be classy and fancy. And I'm just going to do that in the name of consistency. Because I think that is the most important thing, is being out there. And one of the YouTubers I listened to talked about how we get into the valley of death on our channels, and I totally did this, where you just kind of throw in the towel and go, I don't have time for this. I want to have a life. I want to have a relationship. I want to travel on book tour. And how do you do that? Squeeze it all in. And so she talks about how people just kind of throw in the towel and give up for a period of days, weeks, then it becomes months, and then your channel falls off. And that's definitely what I've done multiple times. So I guess I'm just saying to you, I am committing to trying to be a little bit more regular, because a vegan diet makes you very, very regular. And I love talking about how much fiber you can get on a vegan diet, because I almost died of a colon blockage when I was 28. So, this kind of thing, it changes lives going vegan. It saves lives. And of course, we include the animals in that as well. Big truck coming. So I'm going to keep my eye on the road. And pardon the noise, I'm getting close to the microphone here. All right. So that is my pledge to you, that I am going to try and be better about delivering consistency. And, it may not be fancy schmancy editing. I used to edit my own videos and film back in the day. And so it's kind of comical to see all the programs that are out there that you can buy to do your own editing or hire somebody else. And I did that for a while. And it was like, this is $600 out of my $1,500 Social Security check that I am giving. And, she was doing the SEO, and, that's the whole other thing too. I've got TubeBuddy, so I am playing around with that. And you just do what I guess you've got to do to survive and try and make it interesting so that people will want to watch. But I just thought I would update you on my struggles to try and maintain the channel. And I think it's important to keep putting that vegan message out there, and that especially at the age of 70, you can do all this athletic stuff just to feel good and have a good quality of life. As I often say, my parents were so sick and diseased by the time I had children, they weren't able to lift them, let alone babysit them. So entire generations are losing each other and don't even know it. So thanks for putting up with my attempt to multitask here, get my exercise in, although I've already taught my water aerobics class this morning, which at LA Fitness, which is like doing a 5K. And then I sat in the jacuzzi because after running all 7 track events on Sunday, that's 2 days ago, my quads and the lower part of my body were screaming. Yeah, this is important to understand too, that at Nationals, we go there for a week. And even though I'm one of the rare birds who competes in all 7 track events, it's spread out over 5 or 6 days. So you get time to relax and recover. But on Sunday, I did all 7 track events in one day. And there's something called delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS. I'm a certified personal trainer, so we had to learn all about this, of course. And I'm telling you, the quads were screaming today. So that's one of the reasons I'm out here biking, because I'm not feeling any pain right now. And the more you move, the more blood flows into all of your muscles and cells, and you can repair whatever damage you may have caused. All right, well, the wind is really picking up here, and I don't know what it's going to sound like on the playback. I'm just sort of sticking my mouth right over where I think the microphone is without being on a weird position on the bike. And I will see you in the next one, I hope with lots more fun and inspiration. So again, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. And if you've got some ideas about what you want this 42-year-long vegan runner to talk about, please do let me know. And yes, I'm out of breath because the wind is like, it's kind of a big resistance. And even though I got my racing bike here, I have to pedal real hard because the bike is very lightweight. I gotta pedal hard just to keep it upright. All right, gotta run.